Thank you so much, Per. I really enjoyed your session, and I saw some people in the chat talking about the Spotify Wrapped, which I know I'm definitely also very excited for. Best time of the year. Quick recap of the day. We've learned about AI and IP, AI tools in action, and now touched on intellectual asset mapping. And we're now about to dive into our first Patsnap masterclass. Woohoo! So in a landscape where data is the new gold, it's essential to master the art of turning information into insights. And that's precisely what we'll be exploring in this next session. Joining us are three distinguished experts, Dario Glazebrook, Ojaswita Singh, and Daniel Srabotnjak, who will take us on a journey from data to success. But before we dive into this enlightening session, let's keep the excitement going and let's do a quick audience poll. Our poll for this session is, what is your biggest challenge in implementing data-driven strategies for success? Let's see what people think. Just give it a second. Okay, looks like it's kind of all over the place here. Lots of different challenges experienced. But hopefully in this session, we can help answer some questions on how to solve some of these challenges. So now I want to extend a warm welcome to our Patsnap Solutions Consulting team. Over to you guys.
Hello everyone, we're the Solutions Consulting team here at Patsnap. Today we're going to be taking you through our flagship tool, Analytics. All of the offerings at Patsnap are built around the Analytics platform, making it central to all of our solutions. For the purposes of today's session, we're going to be looking at a potential freedom to operate within an augmented reality video games technology area. But before we go into our tech topic of discussion, let's look at the fundamentals of Patsnap. When implementing any type of search into the Patsnap platform, we follow a three-tiered approach. Today, with Dario Glazebrook and Daniel Srabotnjak, we're going to be reviewing what implementation can be used to utilize the Patsnap platform for the highest levels of efficiency, regardless of your level of proficiency. Depending on what technology area you are looking at and what sort of session you would like to implement into the platform, this platform can be modified and changed in terms of the way it is utilized. Again, today we are specifically looking at a freedom to operate search within augmented reality video games and real-world projection and interaction for the end user. Before we jump into today's platform, let's understand the process of implementation within the Patsnap platform itself. So within Patsnap, we have a three-tiered approach that we're going to take today. First and foremost, we're going to look at searching and refinement. Then we're going to go into data assessment and cross-collaboration, and we'll finish off with doing some visual analysis with impactful graphics based on the actual data that we are assessing. Additionally, because Patsnap is a one-stop shop solution, you can integrate Patsnap with additional tools and features within your workflow to unleash a higher level of analysis and a broader search capacity that can be brought about within our product suite. Again, for the purposes of today's demo, we are just focusing on the analytics platform, which includes 3 sub-platforms with every Patsnap license. This is going to be your workspaces, your insights, and your landscape tool. As we progress through today's session, we will point out how and when we have integrated these sub-platforms into our current project that we are assessing. To better understand the workflow that we are going to be assessing today, we want to point out what our data coverage is for our platform. As of today, we have over 183 million patent documents covering 2.68 billion data points across 170 jurisdictions. We update on a daily frequency. Now we're about to jump into the Patsnap platform itself. I will be taking you through the initial stages of searching and data refinement. This entails building an appropriate search query and then implementing a combination of refinements to make the data easy to review. What you see on my screen right now is the analytics homepage. This is the page that every user will start off beginning their search journey, regardless of what type of workflow they want to implement in the platform. At this point, the best practices are to choose which search type will be beneficial for the type of search you're looking to run before you go into implementing any refinements that will help you assess the data going forward. We're going to start by looking at a few of the most commonly used search types within the Patsnap platform before we implement an actual search. So we're going to start with looking at Patsnap's proprietary search function, the image search. The image search has been developed to look at design and utility model patents. The user can input up to 4 images at a time of the same product. From here, the AI algorithm will assess that image across the different angles that may have been inputted, incorporate any keywords or classification codes that have been applied, and on the results page, show you functional results relating to the image you may have searched and link you to your classification codes, additional refinements, and companies that may be working within the same technology area. In this particular example, I was looking at child safety bottle caps, and we can see different bottle cap design patents that have appeared with the different proprietary patented technology within the actual image, such as this patent right here, which focuses specifically on the locking mechanism grooves for this particular document. Next, we have semantic search. Semantic search is the easiest search type to use within Patsnap. Within semantic search, you can input either a patent number, like I have on my screen right here, or you can put in a piece of technical text, a piece of literature that you may have found online, a technical invention disclosure received by your R&D team. The system will then use AI to assess the input and determine a keyword query that correlates to the said input that we have associated. You will have a limited result set appear with up to 1,000 patent documents that can then be further deduplicated into patent families. The semantic search is a great initial search or a point-in-time search if you want to assess your technology area in the briefest amount of time. For those who are interested in building keyword searches that are more comprehensive of the technology areas being searched, Patsnap has been optimized for Boolean searching, which can be implemented using the field search on my screen right now. Within the field search, we provide a search helper where the operators that I'm currently using in my query have been broken down for you, as well as our proprietary syntax that is optimized for our particular platform. This is a great tool to help those who are beginners at Boolean searching to actually begin using the comprehensive field search option. Additional to the search helper, we have also provided you a few helper tools on the far right, which allow you to find synonyms to your keywords, apply classification codes. For those who are unfamiliar with classification codes, think of it as the library docketing system for your particular patent. So when you walk into a library, you've got a code on the book spine. That's exactly what an IPC or a CPC code means for a patent document itself. And as you're building out your query, the system is populating it down below for you. You're able to use our drop-down menus to customize it however you please and keep a track record of how many results you're actually going to get once you get to the results page. For those who are more advanced in searching, we then go into running our expert search. What expert search allows you to do is build out comprehensive queries that can correlate to one another. So in this case, I have multiple queries within the same technology set looking at augmented reality. And from here, I can actually combine these queries with one another to then build out a more focused query or build out a broader query depending on the criteria I may be looking to apply for my search. Once I'm happy with the capacity of results that I have received, what I want to do then is simply hit the search button either within my field search or my expert search, and we will then jump into our results portion. Once I click submit, I can see that all of my patent results have loaded associated with my particular query. The first thing I try to look at when I come to my result page is the duplication of my results. So right now I can see that I have just under 35,000 total Patsnap families. That just means these are deduplicated into family results. Otherwise, I can choose to use the ungrouped model and look at each document individually. For an FTO search, we choose what type of grouping we would like to have within the results set. Many times, clients prefer to use the simple families because simple families are grouped based on technical content of a single invention. And while claims may vary by jurisdiction, this is a good starting point of assessment before we begin applying any refinements to our search and then move forward with doing a further deeper technical analysis of the particular patent document. When it comes to data refinement in the platform, there's a few different ways to do so. First and foremost is to continue to add to our query, but Patsnap has created a few proprietary sources to help you in addition to the basics of just adding keywords. First and foremost is our filters that you see already created on the far left. So I can use these filters to refine the data quickly and easily and apply the set criteria for, in this case, my freedom to operate search, where I'm only looking, let's say, within the United States at active and pending documents. Once you've utilized the filters that are optimal for your type of search, again, for an FTO, we chose to look at an authority and just the simple legal status. Another type of refinement you could run is a semantic similarity refinement. This, once again, uses the exact same formula we discussed earlier with the semantic search, but applies it just to the set of patents you are assessing here. So in this case, I could take a piece of technical text, or in this case, I'm going to take this particular patent number right here because I know this patent actually directly correlates to what we're going to assess later as part of our technology results, and use that as a metric to then further cut down my total result set. Once all the appropriate refinements have been applied, we can move on to saving and assessing our results. At this point, I want to save all of my results to a workspace, otherwise known as a digital filing cabinet, where I'll be able to not only save my results, but also use it as a collaboration and project management space across my entire institution. In this particular case, I've generated a new folder for our FTO results, and I've turned on my automatic updates, so whenever this query has any new patents associated with it pushed into Patsnap's database, those patents will then be leveraged and put into my folder for me to review manually without ever having to rerun this search. So once I hit confirm, all of my results have now been put into my workspace within my sandbox environment. And from here, I will then begin the assessment of these individual documents. So at this point, I will be passing on this session to Dario to take us through the nuances of workspace and the assessment of patents and the collaboration aspect of the workspace.
Thank you, Ojaswita, for guiding us through Patsnap's extensive searching capabilities. For the next part of the presentation, we're going to delve into the exciting realm of data assessment, innovation project collaboration, automated updates, and machine learning. And this is all through the powerful lens of Patsnap workspaces. In this era of unprecedented technological advancements, business and innovators are constantly seeking new ways to harness the wealth of information at their disposal. Our journey today will explore how Patsnap's workspaces enables us to unlock the full potential of data assessment and innovation, streamline collaboration in our projects, stay updated with the latest developments, and of course, leverage machine learning capability through our custom fields. Once you've saved your results to a workspace, you can begin setting up the automation, collaboration and assessment features within our tool that will ease the workload and minimize duplication of work being done across individuals and departments. Many of our clients like to set up email alerts to be sent to themselves and any other individual that needs updating on a project. These emails can be sent to non-Patsnap license holders also, and they'll be able to view a read-only version of the patent. So let's delve into email alerts. If we click on email alert, you're greeted with two options. You can either monitor a company or you can monitor a technology. But what I really like to do is click on customize content. This enables you to be in control of which emails you receive. This is dependent on your role. If you're an IP lawyer, you may want to have an email alert regarding litigation. If you're R&D, you may want to see if there's any new patent publications. You are completely in control at this stage. All you need to do is click submit, and then you will receive the emails. Next, we can activate the collaboration aspect of the tool by inviting anyone that will be working on the project into the workspace. This will ensure that everyone on the project is able to monitor the project in real time. This is going to diminish the need for multiple people to run the same searches, and then they'll be able to access those results. To share the workspace, all you need to do is click on the share button in the top right-hand corner. You're then able to invite the collaborators by inputting their email address. and then all you need to do is then click Invite. They will receive an email with the link to then view the workspace. Additionally, if you have any non-Patsnap license holders that you wish to monitor a project, you can send them a live link which will act as a self-updating static spreadsheet displaying all the work that you've done on the project. This prevents the need to export any information offline and send information via emails or other modes of communication. Let's turn our attention to custom fields. Custom fields serve as a valuable tool for capturing your insights on a patent. When sifting through a collection of patent data, it's common to ponder questions such as, is this patent pertinent? Or does this patent pose a substantial risk to infringement? You might also wonder, is there any need for some immediate action? With the help of Patsnap, you have the capability to organize patents according to its internal criteria. This represents a crucial step in personalizing and categorizing your search results within that particular workspace. From here, all you need to do is click on Create Custom Field. From here, you put in the field name. So let's put in the word priority. Then you've got your drop-down menu, so you can select a variety of taxonomies. We're going to go for drop-down menu, and we're going to put in high, medium, and low. High, add option, medium, add option, low, add option. Then simply click Submit. You will then see within the workspace the priority field. From here, your teams can come in and start to review the patent and then select the priority that's needed. We also have the ability to perform AI custom tagging. This powerful tool enables you to apply AI-based tags to existing custom fields of the drop-down menu. Our algorithm leverages the custom field values or nodes already associated with the patent document as training data. It will then automatically apply tags to the selected patents and documents, so thus streamlining your workflow. With a sophisticated calculation, the custom field value is intelligently applied to the selected records, and this is meaning that you're going to boost your efficiency and accuracy. Now I'm going to select a patent for deeper assessment within the scope of our project. When we're reading a patent, a 3-segmented screen will help us read and assess the document quickly and easily. First of all, let's talk about annotations in the comment box. So this feature allows us to collaborate effectively with colleagues and team members by leaving comments and notes directly on the patent document itself. This is an excellent way to share those insights, discuss findings, and track progress of all within the context of the patent document itself. All we need to do is click on the right-hand side on the comments. From here, you can add your comments. Everyone else will be able to view your comments if you've added them to the workspace. So for example, I could write, please look at this part of the patent, and then click Submit. This will enable other users then to read your comment, and they can then reply to those comments. The advantage of this is everything is kept within one space. So there's no need for emailing or using other applications. Next, let's explore the innovative dual view. This feature allows us to simultaneously view a patent document in a customizable view. By seamlessly toggling between different parts, we can gain a holistic understanding of the patent, so ensuring that no valuable details are missed. The dual view capability simplifies the process of understanding complex patent documents making it an invaluable tool for patent researchers and professionals. So, for example, if I'm reading the patent, I can read the claims and I can read the description at the same time. I'm also able to use our highlighter tool to then find the parts of the patent that I really want to focus on. So an example of this would be if I typed in the word headset. We can now see that headsets has been mentioned in the claims, but it's also been mentioned in the description as well. To accompany the dual view, we have the Smart Image feature. Patsnap's Patent View takes image viewing to a whole new level by enhancing patent images with smart technology. OCR, or optical character recognition technology, extracts the map image components with the description of a click of a button. So, for example, if I wanted to see the projectors within the description of the patent, all I need to do is click on projectors, and then I can see that part of the description. This is going to save a lot of time when reviewing multiple patents. One of the critical aspects of patent analysis is understanding the relationships between different patents, and this is where the citation map comes into play. All you need to do is click on citation and then citation map. You can now visualize how patents are connected through citations. The citation map provides a visual representation of a patent's citations, helping us identify influential patents, tracking the flow of innovations, looking at competitors, and making informed decisions about patent strategies. For all the IP-focused users, the file wrapper is a treasure trove of information for patent professionals. It provides a comprehensive history of patent application, including all correspondence, amendments, and actions taken by the Patent Office. This feature allows us to gain insights into the evolution of the patent, track the examination process, and understand the reasonings behind the Patent Office decisions. It's a valuable source for when strategizing patent prosecution and litigation, and all of this is at your fingertips in one space. All you need to do is click on Legal and then File Wrapper. So let's delve into the prosecutions and claims history here on the right hand side. You can tell on the left hand side we see the review and rejection document, responses and amendments of rejection rounds. The side analysis of each rejection round helps us gain detailed insights into the applicant's responses and claims description amendments. It enables seamless comparisons and tracking of changes made between rounds to understand the strategy behind securing a successful patent. And on the right, we can easily identify the amendments which are highlighted in green and red, with green being the new text that was added in and the red which was redacted. And lastly, at the bottom, we have the claim amendment tags. Using these, we can effectively distinguish the claim modifications made in each different rejection rounds. When it comes to understanding the global impact of a patent, the family feature in the patent view is indispensable. All we need to do is click here on Family. It shows us the related patents from different jurisdictions that are part of the same family. This insight is invaluable for assessing a patent's reach, managing that international patent portfolio, and making informed decisions about filing and enforcement strategies. We have different views. We have the list view, thumbnail, and a worldwide map view also. And finally, we have similar patents and literature. This not only provides us with insights into the single patent, but also connects us to a wealth of similar patents and related scientific literature. By accessing this feature, we can expand our search to uncover prior art and identify potential licenses or collaboration opportunities. It's a powerful tool for comprehensive patent analysis. All we need to do is click on the similar patents, and this will then give us a relevancy score as well. So in conclusion, Patsnap's Workspace and Patent View offers a comprehensive set of tools and features that empower patent professionals to navigate the complex world of patents with ease and efficiency. Whether you're examining patent documents, understanding citations, or collaborating with colleagues, these capabilities provide a holistic solution for patent research and analysis. So once you've gone through all the patents in your workspace using all the review and collaboration features, you would have gained a cohesive report, and now you can make business decisions based on your innovative ideas. However, to make this text-heavy spreadsheet easy to understand, we also have to transform all of this data into visual reports. So I'd like to hand over to my colleague Daniel, who will show you how to easily and efficiently take a large set of data and transform it into valuable charts and graphs to assist you in analyzing your data.
Thank you, Dario, and hello everybody. My name is Daniel Srabotnjak, and we'll be going now through hopefully the most exciting part of our session today. We'll be looking at how we can further analyze our initial findings, either from your freedom to operate search, from a patentability search, or even when you're trying to answer general business questions. We're going to be going through 3 different areas within Patsnap's platform where we can further analyze our data through graphs, charts, and even creating insightful visual presentations that you can further share with other colleagues and other people in your organization. So we're going to go through 3 main areas within Patsnap's platform where you can analyze and visualize these charts. Essentially, we're going to start with our Insights module where you can quickly and easily generate preset dashboards and reports covering your data set and trying to contextualize the data. We're also going to be going through our custom analysis portion where you can easily craft custom graphs with any metric that you wish related to patents. And lastly, we're also going to go through a 3D landscape analysis where you can easily understand and visualize how are other companies innovating in your particular space and get additional insights from that when trying to visualize your data. One of the folders created in here, just looking at the general virtual reality and augmented reality devices space. From this point on, we're going to try to analyze and contextualize what's happening in this market, what's happening in this technology sector, and we're going to look through, as I mentioned earlier, our insights, our custom analysis, and our landscape features. So to start us off with our insights, we can get further context on our application and issue trends on the patents and applications within the space. We can also take a deeper dive into the technology life cycle, understanding a little bit of the geographic distribution of where these patents and applications are being filed across the globe. And of course, one of the most important areas also understanding who are your top assignees or perhaps new entrants in this space by doing an assignee analysis. Lastly, we'll also be looking at other graphs that give you further insights into some of the key patents in this area in terms of number of claims that they have, in terms of family sizes, or even in terms of the valuation or number of citations that they would carry. Essentially, we're not going to go through every single example here today, but within Insights, there's a few different areas that we can evaluate. To start us off, I wanted to look at the key technologies in here, where we can essentially contextualize the full data set of all these 24,000 patent families that we have in this folder regarding the different categories that we've customly crafted and created within the workspace. Essentially, we created a new category called device type for all these VR or AR technologies, where we're essentially trying to understand how many of these patents are related to glasses, contact lenses, headsets, or even smartwatches. And essentially what we can see right here from this chart that was automatically populated is how many of these patents are assigned to each of these categories. Furthermore, even within this same section of key technologies, we can get further context on what does that trend of the key technologies look like within these same categories year over year, or even perhaps contextualizing a little further of where are these patents being filed across the globe, whether you're in the US BTO, EPO, Chinese Patent Office, and we can see some of the top filers in here, or top jurisdictions of applications in here, related to the custom field that we've generated, right? Furthermore, beyond looking at other areas just on key technologies, we can also get further insights on some of the application trends, right? So understanding how many patents in general were filed year over year within this particular space. Also getting an understanding of how many of those patents have been granted to date, right? Or even just having a general perspective on the overall legal status of these patents. What percentage of this entire search and portfolio that I'm looking at is composed of granted patents or perhaps examining patents, right? These are areas that will be important for our FTO analysis. And then of course, there's a couple of other ways to try to understand this space a little further. One of them is by looking at even geographic territories, so we can get further context into which countries are generating the most amount of innovation and patent applications in this area, right? So this is all reflective of where these companies are based. And then of course, if we go a little further down, we will also be able to see where are these patents being filed, right? So understanding whether they've been filed in specific jurisdictions or their families are expanding into other countries across the globe. One of the great things about our Insights platform is that everything we see here is fully exportable and also fully interactive. So even if we wanted to contextualize and even understand how many of these patents out of these 9,400 that we're seeing on the screen here were filed in the US, we can easily click on that and pull that list to further understand some of these patents in here. And then of course, none of these are new. These are still reflective of what we have in our original workspace. Last but not least, I also wanted to show us a little bit of our assignee analysis. This is a great way to get further insight into some of our top assignees and top companies filing in this space, right? This is where you can easily look at portfolios, whether we see in here Samsung, Meta, Magic Leap, Microsoft, and some other familiar names in this particular technology area, right? Now that we've taken a deeper look at our Insights report and some of these areas around key technologies, geographic distribution, filing trends, and top assignees, we're going to jump into our custom analysis. So I've pre-generated 3 graphs for us today. One of the great advantages of custom analysis is that you can easily, by its own name, customize the graphs, the type of data points that you're seeing, the type of metrics being pulled into some of these reports. And you can, of course, continue to use custom fields that you've generated or even existing fields within the patent world. Essentially, for this first graph that we're looking at here, I've populated an analysis of all the assignees or some of our top 20 assignees versus the application of technology field that we've populated, right? So earlier, when Dario was going through the workspaces and the creation of those custom fields, we were able to understand and contextualize a little bit on how these patents are being applied across different industries, whether in the medical field, whether in gaming, whether in just mobile devices or 4D video applications, or even for a commercial use in retail spaces, retail stores, and things like that. So what we can see right off the bat on this chart is how are each of these organizations and these top 20 assignees innovating within these specific areas. And of course, if we hover over some of these areas around entertainment and even video games, we see that there's a lot more patenting activity in there, right here in the center of our graph. And of course, if we hover over, you can see who's the full assignee and company related to these areas. And of course, this is still interactive where you can easily pull up all the patents that, in this case, Microsoft is filing 12 patents around video games within the specific subset that we looked at. Furthermore, we're going to look at a second option for custom analysis, right? This is a slightly different one where we're looking at only one data point, which is our assignee names, right? So we're still looking at the same top 20 assignees and companies in the space. However, we're now looking at two different metrics. One of them is to contextualize how many patents they have within this folder that we're analyzing, right? And we can easily see those same organizations and same names in there, from Samsung to Meta to Google and Microsoft. But one of the other metrics that we're trying to understand in here is also how many forward citations do these assignees have within their portfolio in this particular technology space. As we can see in the chart in here, we did highlight two companies, so Magic Leap and Microsoft, where we can easily see that there's a spike in here in the total citation count for these organizations. What this tells us and the context that it provides is that even though some of these companies might not be the top filers in this particular area, a lot of their patents are carrying a heavy strength in there into this business, where others are citing their technologies in general, right? Keeping in mind that these numbers that we're seeing here on the forward citations or the cited by count are essentially a total out of this entire portfolio of patents, right? And not necessarily a by patent or by application citation. And last but not least, just one more example of a custom analysis chart that you can create just to show a different variation of this. We can also look at what's going to happen in the future with some of these applications and not necessarily where they stand right now. Within Patsnap, we do have an estimated expiry date calculation that includes all the extensions, PTAs, so term adjustments, and other factors that are influenced or that influence an estimated expiry date. And you'll be able to see in here in this chart a combination of that expiry date alongside the different categories that we've created. So we can easily see where some of those patents around the different device types that are related to glasses, are related to headsets, contact lenses or watches and smartwatches are potentially expiring. This can give you a general perspective of when you can essentially reenact or re-engage in the space, or of course, if you want to stay proactive in your specific tech industry, you can innovate around some of these patents in this area. Last but not least, we're going to cover our third and last feature within Patsnap Analytics, which is our landscape analysis. Now, our landscape analysis allows us to visualize and transpose all that data and all the different patents and applications, either saved on a workspace or coming from a Boolean search or any other type of searches that Ojaswita covered earlier, essentially contextualizing a little bit on how these patents are being filed, where are they being filed based on some of their keywords, some of their technology classifications. So as you can see in here in this landscape that we've populated earlier, we've assigned specific assignees and companies to different colors, and we can easily see how some of their portfolios are spread across this entire landscape. We can see Magic Leap in red over here. Again, as we saw earlier from previous charts and analysis, they're one of the dominant companies in the space, filing a lot around virtual reality and augmented reality, right? We do see, of course, Meta or Facebook in there as well, where we can see how they're innovating around this area. But two other groups that I decided to bring into our analysis in here as well is somebody like Capital One Services, who we are curious about why are they in the space or what are they doing in this area, right? Or even automotive companies like Volkswagen or Audi, which you can of course group them together as we did here in the green section, analyzing where are they innovating in this area as well. So as we can see, there's a lot of overlap between some of these tech companies, right? So between Meta and Magic Leap, we can see some overlap in this particular corner of the landscape, or even in this other section in here as well, right? Also in terms of coloring around this landscape that we've populated, which we can continue to essentially spin around to try to understand, all these white areas and bright areas are essentially where you have a general concentration of patents that's a lot higher than some of these other gaps or even darker areas in this map. Essentially, as we're analyzing this entire portfolio and this technology area, depending on which area you're trying to tap into in your space, right? Or depending on which companies you're generally competing with, either based on their industry themselves or even based on some of these key areas and key features highlighted in some of this text around the different patents and clusters within our landscape, right? We can of course see how these different patents are divided based on their categories, right? Where each of these areas and different colored areas has a representation of the different keywords and features mentioned within their claims, or even a separation based on their general technology classification, right? You will be able to then contextualize further where you want to focus on. If you're focusing on a highly competitive area like this brighter section in here, right? You can easily select some of these quadrants to then analyze further a smaller subset of these patents. Or of course, continue to iterate through this landscape and generate additional landscapes out of a specific section in here. A couple of other things to keep in mind as you're analyzing patents and your general prior art search through a landscape is you can also quickly spot what are some of the key areas that are perhaps highly litigious or that have a lot of licensing in that space, or even some of our high valuation areas, right? So we have a lot of additional filters that we can bring in to our landscape to understand where there's some litigation going around in this particular space, as we can see by this new icon that popped up in our map, or perhaps even in terms of licensing opportunities, where a lot of these companies are licensing their technologies and patents to others, or of course just a general understanding of where some of the high value patents in this space are located. And of course, this is generally a not so new, but newer technology area where there's been a lot of activity recently, so we can see the high valuation spread all across. Last but not least, we're not going to cover this in detail, but we can also do additional sub-searches within your landscape, so you can refine on specific keywords, specific classifications, or even on some of those custom fields that we've created earlier. And of course, we can also do a semantic analysis on a particular idea or invention disclosure that your engineers or R&D team have shared with you to understand where that would land on this particular 3D map and essentially have a deeper focus in that specific area. This concludes our session for us today. Hopefully you learned a few new things about navigating on Patsnap, creating your searches, saving that data, analyzing it further, and even creating insightful graphs and charts around these different technical areas that we've been looking at. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to our help team at help@patsnap.com or visit our website, and you'll be able to learn more from there or connect to one of our associates.